Women of all races are equally as vulnerable to abuse by an intimate partner.
In Peru, 70% of all crimes involve domestic violence.
Only 44 countries in the world have adopted legislation to protect women against domestic violence.
In India, 45% of men acknowledge abuse in their lives.
40 to 60% of domestic violence cases were directed towards girls age 15 or younger.
In the U.S., 28% of women have experienced at least one abusive relationship in their lifetime.
On average, one woman is murdered in Massachusetts every 22 days.
10 to 15% of women are forced to have sexual affairs with their intimate partner.
1 in 6 women will be sexually assaulted in their lifetime.
Rape is used as a weapon of war to subjugate and terrify entire communities. Women are deliberately impregnated and abandoned when it's too late to get an abortion.
Abused women are statistically less likely to have the courage to make their own choices, making them more likely to live environmentally unsustainable lives.
A survey we conducted at school revealed that 72% of students did not know that there were shelter services for women in the community. And 46% of students did not know that verbal abuse qualifies as domestic violence.
So what can we do?
What are we going to do about this?
How can we solve this?
Now what are we going to do?
What can we do?
Now what can we do?
How can we solve this problem?
How can we fix it?
What can we do about it?
How do we fix this?
How can we resolve this crisis?
So what are we going to do to solve this?
The solution we have proposed to this global problem is to increase access to women's shelters.
We got this idea from the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action, which calls on governments to, quote, provide well-funded shelters and relief support for girls and women subjected to violence, as well as medical, psychological, and other counseling services, and free, low-cost legal aid where it is needed, as well as appropriate assistance to enable them to find a means of subsistence.
To prove that our solution is effective, we have found studies that show that shelter services lead to a 60 to 70% reduction in assault and re-assault rates, and of women in the 3 to 12 month period of women that had shelter services and women that did not.
Of course, we need to acknowledge that this won't solve all domestic abuse problems. These shelters will take time to build, and even when built, women will still need to gain the courage to go attend.
However, if shelters are built, then women around the world will feel empowered in knowing that society is both aware and sympathetic of their plight.
So let's make a difference. Let's increase access to women's shelters around the world.